Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to our Chapter 11 video. Chapter 11 is a chapter that focuses on employees and payroll. So we're going to do some new type of transactions in Chapter 11 that focus on employee and payroll transactions. So you ready? Let's go. So let me tell you that a lot of the information for Chapter 11 is different than what's in your textbook because your textbook is based upon 2021. And so we're talking about payroll and payroll taxes. Tax rates have changed, so things are going to be a little different. Okay? So pages 561, 562, 563, 564, and 565, they all give you information on different payroll data that you also read about, including the top of page 566. So once you log into your QuickBooks account, we're going to begin on page 567, and we're going to do a trial basis to use some of the payroll software. Okay? So click on your payroll icon. We're on page 567. Then click on employees. It's going to bring up different payroll options. And we're not going to pay for any of these payroll options. We're going to take one that's going to be free. So find the plan that says core, and they give you the price, but we're not paying for it. But click where it said try it for 30 days. So again, click where it says try it for 30 days, which means you will have 30 days to use the payroll feature in QuickBooks free of charge. Okay? So once the next screen comes up and it says welcome to QuickBooks Payroll, go ahead and click on the Get Started button and turn to page 568. So have you paid employees in 2023? Choose no, then click on next. Okay? So for our next payday, your book has a different date because again, it's 2021. We're going to use October the 6th as our next payday because we're getting paid on Fridays. So use 10/6 as your next payday and click on the next button. Okay? So for your business name, it should be Students Sales and Service Company, 2905 East Skyline Drive, Tucson, Arizona, 85718. That data should come up automatically as your primary work location. Click on the next button. All right, so we see look like here there's a difference between the address. Go ahead and choose their suggestion if that comes up and click on the next button. Who's your payroll contact? Well, guess what? That's going to be you. So for the payroll contact, put in your first and last name, not my name, but your name. They gave us a business phone number. That's on page 569. That phone number is 520-555. 5555. And I've done this already. That's why it came up. And then put in your email address. All right, so it's to be your first and last name. Put in the business phone number as listed, and then put in your email address, and go ahead and click on the next button. When it says, how have you run payroll, we're going to choose where it says, I've never run payroll. So click where it says, I've never run payroll, and then click on the next button. And we're now going to add our first employee. So click where it says to add employee. Okay. And so for our first employee, the information again is on page 570. The name is going to be Bryce McClure. So we'll put in Bryce McClure. Now the book does not give you an email address, so it doesn't matter. Just make up any email address. I already did it before. I'm just going to click on bmcclure@stlcc.edu. So again, the book does not give an email address, but make up any email address for the new employee and then click where it says to add employee. Okay. So we're now going to update the information for our new employee. We don't want a photo, so I'm going to come out of there. So here we have the different sections for our new employee. There's some personal information, employment detail, tax withholding, payment methods. We're going to put in all of this information. So let's see. I'm now on page 571. And it looks like they're going to first give us information about their pay. So I'm going to click on the personal information. And let's see. Again, we're on page 571. And again, data's a little different. So this is the employment details. So go ahead and click where it says start when it comes to the employment details. It should be active. The actual hire date, they said the Monday before the pay period. So since 10/6 is going to be our pay period, I'm going to go ahead and choose not this Monday because he just started. I'm going to choose the previous Monday. So I'm going to choose 9/25 as my hire date. Okay, so again, for the hire date, I'm going to pick, again, because he's going to get paid on October the 6th. It's at the Monday before the pay period. And I want to. I guess we could choose October the 2nd. And they said, yeah, we'll just check October 2nd. It's going to be our hire date. The pay schedule. Go ahead and click where it says to add in the pay schedule. So our first period, the frequency is going to be every week. The next pay period would be 10/6. End date for the pay period is going to be 10/4. But see, I actually want to change my hire date so that we have a full pay period. So I'm going to go back and change the hire date to 9/25 so that we'll have a full pay period. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save for this information. And again, I'm going to change my hire date to 9/25 so that we'll have a full pay period for this employee. Okay, so I click that, and we don't need a department manager, all of that for right now. So I'll click on the save button. So we put in some of the employee details. We put in the pay schedule. The bottom of page 571 focus on the actual payment information. So where it says pay types, let's click on the start button where it says pay type. So he's going to be paid hourly. Rate of pay will be $15 per hour. Going to work 8 hours per day, 5 days per week. So you put in your pay type should be hourly. Pay rate $15 per hour. Hours per day is going to be 8 hours. Days per week is 5. That information is all on page 571. We can go to page 572. At this time, it's saying there are no deductions. So I'm going to click on the Save button. Okay. The next information focus on the tax withholdings, which is shown here. However, in order for us to work on the tax withholdings, we're going to have to select this button up top where it says Employee Self-Setup. You need to click on that to turn that off in order to put in the W-4 information for the withholdings. So I'm going to click on the Confirm button to confirm that. And now it allows us to put in our W-4 information. So now where it says tax withholdings, go ahead and click on the Edit button. And the date in your textbook begins at the bottom of page 572. The filing status should be single or married filing separately. Put a check mark here if Brian says mark this box W-4. Step 2C should be a yes. Claim dependents, that's going to be 0. There are no other adjustments. State withholding, for the state withholding, now in your book, it tells you to do a 0.8%, but that's not an option here. So just choose 1%. Again, for the state taxes, it says to do 0.8%, but as you see, that's not an option. So just choose the 1%. Okay? And that's going to be it for this page. So go ahead and click on the Save button. So now we put in the withholding information for our new employee. The last thing we're going to do right now is put in the personal information. So go ahead and click on the Edit button. We're still on page 572. So they gave us a street address of 103 East Alameda. Is that how you pronounce that? And that's going to be in Tucson. Now again, notice that it's a different zip code than what your textbook has, but we can keep it. The zip code is going to be 85701. The book says 85718. If you want to put in the zip code from the book, not that big of a deal. The birth date for our new employee is actually on page 573. Birth date is going to be 5/11 of 2000. I'll just type in 5/11 of 2000. It's going to be the birth date. Let me come out of here. 05/11 of 2000. It's going to be the birth date. The gender is going to be male. Type in the social security number that's given to you on page 572, 213-01-2244. Again, 213-01-2244 is a social security number, and I'm going to click on the Save button. Okay, so I'm going to come back and put in the rest of our payroll information for our new employee. So stay tuned for part 2 of our Chapter 11 video lecture. Bye-bye.